Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. We're on the Big Stick, 94.1 FM, on the go at sasportstar.com. We have a special guest, as always, Wednesdays at 12:30. We have UIW head football coach G.J. Kinne. Coach Kinne bouncing back from the first loss of the season. Big win against McNeese State at home, 48-20. How was the home cooking last weekend?
It was awesome. Our guys came out and they really played well. You know, they gave us a couple different looks on defense that we weren't expecting. Our guys, were able to manage that and maneuver that and put some points on the board early. And I thought our defense played really well. They got after them, and it was a good, solid win.
Now, Coach Kinne, last week you were talking to me about how difficult it was in the locker room after that devastating loss at Northeastern Louisiana, I believe we played. And it was a last-second play that you guys lost on. And you were talking about how important it is to bounce back from that and just let that go and look forward to the upcoming week. That being said, how proud are you of this team for being able to do that, to compartmentalize that and go on and win this game?
Yeah, it was huge. We talked about all week finishing, and that's what we did. I thought our guys played extremely hard for 60 minutes, all four quarters. That's what we preached all week. They did that. And I thought we had a really good game plan on both sides of the ball, too. Coach Mac Leftwich, offensive coordinator, and Coach Jonathan Packey, our defensive coordinator, did a really, really good job with those guys throughout the week. And our guys were prepared. So it was, like I said, it was a really good win at home, conference win, which is always huge.
Big conference win in the Southland. Again, I mentioned Northeastern Louisiana. Correct myself, it was Southeastern Louisiana. But you talked about having a very balanced game plan. I'm looking at the stats of Lindsey Scott Jr., your quarterback this past weekend. Ridiculous. He threw for 347 yards, 4 touchdowns, and rushed for 3 touchdowns. How big has he been this season for you guys?
He's huge. He's putting up video game type numbers. He's a great kid. He is. He's a great kid, great person. I've stated before, he's probably the hardest worker we have in our program. He's first one in, last guy out. He goes home at night and rewrites his notes and redraws his plays for 2 hours every night. He's a student of the game. He's a true professional, a guy that is going to do big things, continue to do big things this year. And I think he has a real chance to continue playing after the season.
Talking to Incarnate Word head football coach G.J. Kinne, those numbers are gaudy when you take a look at that. You say, you threw for 347 and 4 touchdowns. But the fact of the matter is that you rushed more than you passed. There were more rushing plays than pass plays. And you have that balance going on, and it seems to be week to week to week where you keep that perfect balance there. And what does that do when it comes to trying to set up the other defense? When you have a balanced attack out there, how does that work in your favor when it comes to certain plays?
Yeah, I think the first couple of weeks early in the season, teams really, came out and tried to, play man and I don't know, stop the run or what. But, the last 2 weeks, they've kind of been an umbrella type defense. You need to see two safeties, 12, 15 yards deep or the 3 safety approach that McNeese tried to come out in. And so we're going to always take what the defense gives us. And we have a great O-line, a stable of great running backs. And then anytime Lindsey Scott's back there, he's a threat to run. So, we're just going to take what the defense gives us. We're a run play action team. That's who we want to be. And anytime you got receivers like Taylor Grimes and Darian Chafin, Jalen Campbell, Brandon Porter, CJ Hardy, I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, but teams are going to respect the pass. They just are. And if they don't, we'll throw it over the top of your head as well.
You mentioned Taylor Grimes. He caught 3 touchdowns, 8 receptions for 115 yards. Marcus Cooper rushed for 135, so he had a big game as well. How would you grade yourself as a unit right now, as a team, 5 games into the season? You guys are 4-1. I know that you go into every game wanting to win each one and believing that you can. But now when you take a look back 5 weeks in at 4-1, how would you grade yourself as a letter grade? Oh, Coach Kinne? I think we lost Coach Kinne there. Again, as we try to bring him back on, a little bit of a backdrop here. Again, Incarnate Word beating McNeese State 48-20. They're now 4-1 on the season, ranked 10th in the FCS rankings right now. At one point, we're ranked 4th, but after their loss against Southeastern Louisiana, they dropped to 11. They bounced back up to 10. Marcus Cooper had 135 yards rushing. And again, Lindsey Scott Jr., big game, 347 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, rushed for 3. I think we have Coach Kenny back. How you doing?
I'm good.
We're good. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
So, you know what? I kind of figured you didn't want to give yourself a letter grade. I thought to myself, oh, he did not like that question there. But you guys are 4-1. I mean, you're playing 800 ball at this point. How would you give yourself a letter grade so far this season?
Yeah, I would say we're an A right now. I think we're really playing well. Our kids are really responding to the coaching. They're believing the game plan we're putting together each week, and obviously there's a lot of room for improvement. But I think anytime you start off the season with a top 10 win, you beat a FBS team, you're sitting in good position in conference. Everything that we want to accomplish is right in front of us. So our guys just continue to work hard and come out to practice every day. And our mantra is, habits reflect the mission. And our mission is to win a championship. And I think our guys' habits right now are reflecting that.
Now, talking about that FBS win, that was a few weeks ago at Nevada on the road. Is that the biggest thing that you've accomplished this year that you think as a team?
I think so. Anytime you go on the road and beat a FBS team is huge. All the wins are great, but that one is a little special.
I was taking a look at the box score and just, obviously Lindsey Scott Jr. and Taylor Grimes and Marcus Cooper had big games, but on the defensive side of the ball, the one thing that stuck out was the fact that defensively you held the opposing quarterback to 50% accuracy. And that right there has got to be a big win for your defense out there.
Yeah, it's huge. I think it starts in the back end. Our guys are playing really well. We play a lot of man coverage, and teams know that. But anytime you can be sticky in the back end like that, and people are give a lot of respect to our defensive line. We get after quarterbacks now. It's hard. They're getting rid of the ball quick, and I think our defensive line is doing a great job, and our back end and linebackers doing a really good job covering.
I know you've said it before. The offense gets the headlines, but it's the defense that keeps you in games. Most definitely. Now, this week's game still at home at Incarnate. We're taking on Lamar. Lamar is winless. They're 0-5. And how difficult is it to make sure that your team is focused and not overlooking this team? Because you guys are 4-1. You got an 0-5 opponent coming in. How do you approach this week and remind your players, do not overlook this team? Do not make it more difficult than it has to be.
It's a conference game. We're at home. You got to protect the nest. Our guys have had great energy this week. I've really challenged the coaches and the players to have our best week of practice. I thought we had really good energy. But it's everything. It's not just on the football field. It's in the classroom. It's at home when you're studying. It goes hand in hand. So I think our guys have had a really great week of practice, and I'm excited to get back in front of the home crowd again and get another win.
Talking to UIW head coach GJ Kinne. Tell me about this Lamar team. What can we expect when you guys take the field? It's going to be a kickoff Saturday at 4 p.m. at UIW.
Yeah, once again, it's a defense that's very multiple. They give you a lot of different looks. So we'll have to see what they come out and what their game plan is and adjust. And then offensively, they've been an option team in the past, and so they always have that in their back pocket. And they have a couple quarterbacks that they play, a couple dynamic playmakers on the edge and a running back. So it's going to take a full team effort. We got to do a great job of preparing these guys, and I know we will as coaches, and let the players play loose, play free. And once again, I think it'll be exciting game day atmosphere at Benson Field.
Coach Kenny, one last question. I like the get to know you questions, and typically I have fun with it, but this time it's more of a personal nature when it comes to this being your first year as a head coach. You were an offensive coordinator elsewhere. This is the first time you've ever been a head coach. Looking back at these 5 games, what has that experience been like for you, your loved ones, and what are you taking out of this so far that you'll always remember?
It's been a lot of fun. I think for me, I've always had a position group. Most of the time it's been the quarterback. I guess all the time it's been the quarterback. So for me, really developing those relationships at all the positions. I'm a huge relationship guy. I love these guys. I really do. And so that's been fun for me, really getting to know these guys on a personal level and just having fun, man. We get to play football. We're very blessed. We get to go out there every day and throw the ball around and tackle and get after it. I mean, we're blessed. It's a lot of fun. We got a great group of guys, a great group of coaches. It's a special team. It really is. We have the makings to do a lot of great things. We just got to continue to put in the work.
That is UIW head coach G.J. Kinne. Good luck this weekend. Again, taking on Lamar, 4 p.m. kickoff at UIW. Good luck this weekend, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Making it 5-1. I got all the faith in the world. Thanks for being with us, Coach.